Okay, let's learn our first song. This is a ballad. It's called Dreams Come True. Let me just play it for you in its entirety, and I'll just sing along so you've got a clear sense. You'll, of course, will be able to reference your soundtracks and be able to familiarize yourself independent of this of the videos, and I recommend you do that. The more that you can listen to these songs and get familiar with them, the more that it's actually helping your body and your brain wire up what's needed in order to be able to execute the pieces. So let's have a listen to Dreams Come True. Sitting here with you, nothing much to say. Listen to my thoughts, pass the time away. I like having dreams, one for me and you. Think I'll make my dreams come true. Okay, a lovely ballad. Now, one of the great things about the Simply Music approach is that we take pieces of music and we break things down in such a way that enables us to be able to see music in terms of shapes and patterns. And there's a whole language that we have built around that process. I'm going to be working with just a couple of what I'll call sentences. So we're going to firstly look at two sentences. We're going to call them sentence one and sentence two. So in musical terms, what do I mean by a sentence? The same thing as I do in language. What's a sentence? It's like you take a bunch of words, put them together so that they make sense. That's a sentence. It's the same thing with music. We've got a bunch of notes. We put them together in a particular order so that it makes musical sense. I'm going to call that a sentence. So let's have a look at how this works. Firstly, I'm going to start with sentence number one. And I'm going to break this down for you. Sentence number one just takes these four fingers here. It starts at the top and it just plays each note one at a time, coming down bum, 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 bum. Four notes coming down. That's sentence one. Let me show you what sentence two is. It's almost the same, but it's just sort of flipped like a mirror image. Let's have a look and see. Sentence number one used these four coming down. Sentence number two uses these four, but it's coming up. Bum, 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 bum. So that's what I would recommend that you process. You're welcome to pause the video now and just make sure you're really clear with sentence one, bum, 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 coming down the four, or sentence two, bum, 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 coming up the four. Okay, let's have a look at how that unfolds on the keyboard. I'm going to take my thumb, I'm going to put it on C, and we know that it's middle C. I've got my 5/5, 5 fingers over 5 notes. I said sentence one just came down these 4 fingers, and I'm going to do exactly that. It just came down these 4 fingers. Sentence number two, we sort of flipped it. It starts here, and it just comes up the 4. Okay, that's sentence number one and sentence number two. Let me draw that in a simple diagram for you. I'm just using an iPad. You'll be able to reference the professionally prepared materials that have been provided to you in the reference materials. Okay, so let's have a look here. I'm working with my piece, which I'm going to just call Dreams Come True. And what I've said is that sentence number one, I'll just put a sentence number one here, that just starts at the top and it just comes down those 4 fingers. I said sentence number two starts at the thumb and just comes up the 4 fingers. So there we have sentence number one and sentence number two. Now, there's just one thing that I want you to do, and I'm going to put it on the diagram, and then I'll show you exactly what I mean in my hands, on my fingers, and on the keyboard. Before you play these notes, I want you to start by playing finger number 3. And then with sentence 2, when you finish these 4 notes, I want you to finish with finger number 2. So let's have a look at this. I've got sentence 1 that comes down 4, sentence 2 that comes up 4, but we're going to start with finger number 3 and we're going to finish with finger number 2. Well, let's have a look and see if I can make sense of that. I'm just going to put this up here for a moment. Sentence number 1, I've got my thumb on C, 5 fingers over 5 notes. We said we came down 4. But remember I said I want you to start by firstly playing finger number 3. And now, sentence 1 comes down 4. Good, let's do that again. Start with finger 3 and then come down 4. Excellent, that's sentence number 1. So let's have a look at sentence number 2. We said that starts here on the thumb, it comes up 4, but then it finishes on finger number 2. So we come with sentence number 2, up our 4 notes, and then we finish on finger number 2. Let's do it again. Up our 4 notes. Okay, this is great. So here's what I need you to do. Pause the video. Just process sentence number 1 and sentence number 2. Just get them very, very clearly. You've actually learned about 95% of the right hand of the entire song just by looking at 2 simple sentences with a couple of little notes. Finger 3 to start, come down 4. Sentence 2, up my 4 and finish on finger number 2. I recommend you process that, and when you've processed that and you're ready to move forward, come back to the next segment. That's it for now.